All right, guys, welcome to a new episode of the Type 1 Lifting Podcast. I have a very interesting guest. He's a YouTuber, gym owner, meme lord. His name is Rodrick Lopez. How you doing?
Good, man. I can't take credit for the memes. There's some really good memers out there, and I know they're killing it too. So without them, I also wouldn't be getting the recognition on the Instagram. So shout out to all of them as well.
Yeah, but would you consider you like one of the top meme lords of like the CrossFit meme space?
You know, I can't because I'm not even close to the original. I'm in the original meme daddy in the space is Kick Castaneda, which is Paul Castaneda from back in the day. I don't know anybody who posted CrossFit memes before him, and he doesn't anymore. But you know, after that, there's some other ones that grew, and yeah. So I'm just following. I'm riding the coattails of the big ones. United Lifters is another huge one who's been there for a while. So yeah, not even close. I'm just enjoying the time that I'm having here.
Okay. All right, cool. I don't think you know this, but we have a lot in common. We have one thing in common.
Yeah. So we're extremely handsome.
Yes. Well, that's one thing. So when we first started CrossFit, we wore very baggy shorts.
Yes, we did. We sure did. Some basketball shorts that were beat up.
Yep. That was the go-to, like past your kneecaps and, just getting there.
Nike free runs.
Yes. Yep. Nike free. Yep. That's what I wore too.
That was the CrossFit. That's what you did. That's all you wore.
Yep. So when I first started, I was wearing these like neon green Nike Frees and like big baggy basketball shorts, and it was just like I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was like still into the Fab Five and just trying to keep it that way. But I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking either. I just know that's what I wore. I mean, I don't know if you scrolled back in my Instagram to see pictures, but definitely one of the first videos is I'm in baggy basketball shorts with neon green Nike Frees. That was my first ever day in CrossFit. I think it's 2012.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's like right around the same time that I went into CrossFit too. But I did watch some of your YouTube videos, and okay. I have to say, like, the transformation one was really cool to see, like, where you first started, and then 5 months in you thought you were like jacked, and then like towards the end you're like you're doing a lot more things, and I thought it was like I thought it was very inspiring.
I appreciate that, man. You know what's really crazy about that video, and I mean, I consider myself like a YouTuber and making memes and stuff. I know I don't have lots and lots of subscribers, but before that video came out, I like searched the web, like, does CrossFit transformations exist? And I couldn't find any. So that was posted 2 years before it got any views. So I posted it. It got maybe like 10, 12 views. And I logged into Instagram one day or YouTube, and it had like 20,000 views. But it was 2 years after I had posted it. So if you look at the analytics, no one cared about CrossFit. No one was looking up CrossFit transformations. Like, this media explosion in the CrossFit space happened very recently. And no one cared. And honestly, I remember watching my very first Craig Ritchie video. I had dreamed about doing CrossFit vlogs, but I never had the balls to do it. So, hats off to Craig Ritchie for he was the first one. Like, nobody can take that from that guy. As much as I dreamed about it, I never did it. So, he was the first, and look what he's done with it. It's incredible.
Yeah. So we're talking about CrossFit. So when did you say you started in 2012. So what made you actually get into CrossFit?
Yeah, I'll name drop my buddy, Eric Rabsura. He would post on Facebook the most annoying things ever, like chalk prints on the butt and like the tall socks. And, I'm doing this in the gym, and I don't even know what kind of fitness I was doing. I was just taking Jack 3D and doing, 1,000 bench press in my garage at the time. So I thought what he was posting was whack. And he posted on Facebook one day. He's like, check out on ESPN News CrossFit Games. I was like, ESPN News, who has that? So I went out and I was like, hey, Dad, do we have ESPN News? And he was like, yeah, we do. And I was like, let's see what the heck this is all about. And what's funny is when I got into college, I was looking like how to get bigger, like sports that I could do. I was in marching band, so I didn't do any sports. And I started doing like tumbling. I was doing gymnastics. I was almost a cheerleader, like competitive cheerleader, but I decided against that because I saw Rich Froning pulling a sled across the finish line, and I was like, this guy's jacked. And at the end of the video, it said, find a local box, CrossFit.com, local affiliate, whatever. And I typed in my address, and it was 0.4 miles away. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give him a call and see what's up. And what's also funny about that story is 3 days before that, I bought a 3-year membership up front at LA Fitness.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So that's how I found CrossFit. That was a shout out to Eric for getting me into CrossFit.
Yeah. So you never drove by it and was like, what the hell is this? Like, where am I? Like, what is this like whole like storage area or cargo place?
Yeah. I mean, what I think what people don't recognize, like I'm no OG, or, I'm not doing CrossFit in 2007, but in 2012, like it's not like they were everywhere. This was one of maybe 2 gyms in the radius in my whole area. And so my dog's going crazy back here.
No, you're good. You're good.
And so, yeah, it was tucked away in somewhere that you would never drive by. They're actually still there. The gym's still there. It's like a 10,000 square foot facility. It's huge.
Wow. Yeah. So did you start like, I know like in the beginning you were like very new and you were just learning the forms and stuff like that. Did you pick it up? Obviously, like looking at the transformation video, it looks like you picked it up pretty quickly.
I always played around like as a kid, like climbing trees, and I wasn't, I never like, I could always do pull-ups. My dad was a Marine, so I was always doing push-ups and pull-ups, and I was climbing and doing that stuff. But, like the weightlifting, I just found it I was just so weak compared to everybody at the gym that I just took more time to try to learn it. Because I was tired of not being able to RX. I was tired of everybody beating me at everything. So, I mean, I picked up I got a ring muscle up my first day because I was 130 pounds, and I could do 20 strict pull-ups. So it's ring muscle ups aren't hard when your legs don't weigh anything. And I just had the tenacity. Like I sat there for an hour, just like, okay, how do you do this? I'm gonna figure it out. But things like back squatting. She's my wife now. She's my girlfriend at the time. She came to CrossFit, and she was squatting more than me when we started. So yeah, some things came really easy. Pull-ups were never really a huge challenge. Muscle ups, it's not like I could do a lot. I remember watching Matt Chan do 20 unbroken. I was like, I can probably do that. And then I got 4 and I was totally smashed. But it got me real hungry to want to go back and keep trying.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So when did you like start really getting good at like the weightlifting part?
Oh, I feel like I'm still not that amazing at the weightlifting. It's still a pretty big challenge. I think I was probably about 2 years into CrossFit, and I was still 140 pounds, 135 pounds. And I still want to be yoked. I'm still not, but I had that mentality, like I want to get jacked. So I had powered all of my cleans and my snatches as long as I could. I didn't know any better. I didn't have a coach telling me like, hey, you should probably learn how to squat. Maybe I did, but I was young and I just disregarded any coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I started listening to Barbell Shrugged. So one of the OG CrossFit best podcasts you could listen to. And they had a 6-month muscle gain challenge. And I was part of their first ever 6-month muscle gain challenge. And during that, the first week, it was like, do your test your clean, your snatch, whatever. And I could power more than I could squat. So about 2 years in, I could power like 185 and clean, and I could snatch. I think my best snatch ever was like 155. So I told myself, I'm going to learn how to squat. So I'm not going to power things anymore. So when I decided that, and I did that 6-month muscle gain challenge, that's when I started weightlifting pretty much every single day. Like, cause their program was you do the clean warm up and then you do some waves and then snatch and you do some waves and you lift. So it was the first time I was ever exposed to lifting every day.
Okay. Yeah. So we're kind of the opposite. So I was like 235.
Oh, wow.
So, and it wasn't fat. Like it was just like straight, like muscle.
Hell yeah.
I typically did the bro splits, and that was my jam before CrossFit. And then like I started seeing the 300 movie, and I'm like, and they're working. I'm like, yo, I want to look like these dudes. These guys are jacked. So I just started doing the 300, and that's how I kind of got into CrossFit. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And did you find like a local gym, or were you like the CrossFit.com or?
No. So what I did was I was at when I was in the Air Force for a while, and so
Okay.
what happened was I was in Airman Leadership School in Massachusetts, and so that's where I was originally from, and they had a CrossFit gym in the Air Force unit in the
Wow.
gym, and so they literally had a basketball court, and they just half the court was a CrossFit gym, and then the other half is like a yoga studio or whatever,
Right.
and so one of the girls that I couldn't stand, I was like. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to do the on ramp for CrossFit." And I'm like, "Where?" And she's like, "The gym over here." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fuck." I'm like, pardon my French. I'm like, screw that. I'm not gonna do an on ramp. What's an on ramp? So I walked in
Yeah.
there. Literally just like totally skipped the on ramp. And I'm like, "Hey, I'm here to do I'm here to do CrossFit. I've done the
Yeah.
300 workout, and
I'm pretty fit.
yeah, I'm pretty good." And so they're like, "Okay, we'll do box jumps." And I was like obviously being 6'6", I was like jumping over everybody. And
Damn.
so they're like, okay, I don't think you need to do the on ramp. And so I never did an on ramp, and I like literally like pretty much learned on the fly and watched videos on
Wow.
how to do CrossFit stuff. And so
Yeah.
and so I pretty much, and then like all of a sudden the girl came to the on ramp and saw me like doing a class. She's like, "How the hell did you get in here without
Yeah.
doing the on ramp?" I'm like, "I'm just that good. I'm just that good, baby."
What's crazy is like every gym that I went to, we always had on ramps, and I'm hearing now, like in 2022, there's gyms that don't have on ramps anymore. They just want to get as many people through the door, which is it's kind of crazy. It's kind of sad because I remember that one-on-one on ramp time was just it was so fun, and it was I don't know, it's just a good introduction. But that's hilarious that you were just like box jumps, easy day. I'm in. I could do everything now.
Yeah. And then like I was just learning on the fly and literally like watching YouTube videos on everything
Yeah,
possible. I was just
yeah,
like a sponge, just sucking everything up. And then
and that.
I
Oh,
was trying to
sorry.
be I was trying to be a coach too. And so they were going to pay for, since I was going to be coaching at the Air Force unit, they were going to pay for half of the price of the L1 class.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'm in. And then all of a sudden my wife's like, "Hey, I got a job down in Georgia, so we're moving." And I'm like, "Oh, can you wait like wait 6 more months.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I couldn't do it, and I didn't get my L1. So
Oh man, do you have it now or no?
no, I don't have it.
You never did it.
Nope.
So never coached at a gym. Never.
Well,
Oh man.
so I was a personal trainer
Okay.
for a while. So I got my AFAA, but I never just had the chance because I didn't have the money to drop $1,000 on the L1 class. Actually, probably $800 because I'm a veteran. And,
Right.
we're on a tight budget, especially moving down here. And it was struggling. So I was just
Yeah.
like, I can't buy any more things for like so.
I have a good story on my L1. And so I I told my mom I want to start CrossFit, and she's like, "Well, you just paid for LA Fitness." And I was, 17 or 18. So like I didn't have this understanding of money, finances. My parents taught me some good stuff, but they told me they're like, if you want to do it, you have to pay. And I was like, it's $130 a month. How am I supposed to do that? And she's like, well, like you use your own money. And I worked with my uncle, like in a shaved ice trailer, odd jobs doing this or that. So I was like, okay, well, I want to be a coach one day and I want to get the money to do it. Ended up getting a job at a restaurant, being a dishwasher. I made pizzas. And the sole purpose of this job was to get enough money to get my L1 and to coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I worked there. It must have been for about a year. And I remember I had a buddy who was opening up a gym. He told me, "Hey, I think that you can have some coaching opportunities here. Here's our grand opening." I helped him build the rigs and do all this stuff. And I was mopping the restaurant one morning. And I told the owner, I was like, "Hey, I need April 1st off." And I kept mopping it, and he didn't say anything. And he's like, what's on April 1st? Which is, you can't ask me what I'm doing. But anyway, I didn't care, whatever. I was like 17 or 18. So authority to me was like, I have to listen to my elders and do everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell him to F off or anything. And I was like, oh, my friend's opening up a gym. And then it was really quiet, kept mopping. And he's like, "Are you trying to get a job there?" And I was like, "Yeah, do you think I want to work in a restaurant the rest of my life?"
Oh, shoot.
And he did not like that at all. And from that day on, I did get the day off. I went. From that day on, like I couldn't get that coaching job fast enough, because I even went and put my 2 weeks in, and he just looked at me, didn't even read my 2 week. I gave a 2 week notice at a restaurant. Who does that? First off, he put it in his pocket, and he's like, "You know what? I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now. And in my head to this day, I still wonder, I'm like, did this guy expect me? He gave me a job as a dishwasher that I was just going to do that forever. Yeah. So that's how I raised my $1,000 for my L1.
Nice, nice. So did the guy have an associate's degree in the back of his office area?
I don't know. You know what? What's crazy is the restaurant. It's incredible. I still go to it.
Is he still there?
He's still there, and it's really good. I take all my friends and my family, so no hard feelings. But yeah, definitely just not. It taught me what I don't want to be as an owner operator.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to push people out to grow.
Yes. So now you're a coach. Yeah. So like, what was your learning experience throughout the whole time of like you being a beginner coach, and like, did your buddy like teach you anything, or like how did you learn to become a better coach?
Man, we were both winging it for sure. He was winging trying to open a facility. He just took a severance from the company that they let him go. They gave him a severance, and he's like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I'll open up a gym. So he sat me down. He's like, hey man, I can give you the 5 a.m. class only. That's all I can afford. And I was like, I'll coach the 6 and 7 for free. And he was like, all right, you're in. And I was like, all right, cool. $20 for the 5 a.m. class and $0 for 6 and 7. I just did whatever I thought was right from my L1. Looking back on it, oh man, did I have a lot to learn, and I didn't do things obviously correctly, and we didn't know any better. But I will say this, the people there had an incredible time. They did learn a lot. They did get fitter. They learned about nutrition. They learned about progressing, but we were winging it. I don't know how we made it, but we did. And, but at the same time, I was going to school for kinesiology. So, I was taking classes for techniques of coaching. I think I have my book. It's on my couch. I have my techniques of coaching book, and it's like how to coach people, and, and just all the things in sports studies that I ended up taking definitely transferred over to working with individuals, which was really good.
Yeah. So were you listening to were you watching any videos, or like listen to the podcast to kind of help you out become a better coach?
Oh, that's all I did. I did was, so I went to Cal State Fullerton, and the gym that I worked at is about 30 minutes away from where I was living. So in the morning, I wake up at 3:30, eat my breakfast, and for the 35 minute drive up there, I'd be listening to Barbell Shrugged and stuff they had to say. And on the way to school, I'd be listening to, I would actually read my notes in a voice memo and then listen to them on my way to school. And I'd be listening to Barbell Shrugged, and anything they put out, I would then like, oh, who's Dr. Andy Galpin? Oh, he goes to Cal. He's a teacher at my school, and I'd listen to his stuff. And I lived and breathed CrossFit. All I did was wake up, train, coach, go to school, come home, go to sleep. And then every once in a while I'd go see my girlfriend. She's my wife now. So I did spend enough time out there. So,
well, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So when did your mind, like, when did you like think like, hey, maybe I want to own a gym? Like, when did that come across?
I've actually, if you would have asked me even weeks before I opened my gym, I didn't want to open a gym. That was never my goal. It's kind of forced for me to open up my own spot, for sure. I never thought, I never wanted to. That wasn't my goal.
Yeah. So what was the deciding factor of doing it?
Just the struggles, and having growth within the facility that you're working at. It's a challenge. Butting heads with the owners, not agreeing on everything, having different focuses. The focus for us, obviously money is important, but the focus is always the quality of coaching that we're bringing, and how can we make the experience of the individuals better? Always the goal. Mm-hmm. And I know as a business owner, like sometimes when you can't pay the bills, it's really stressful to just keep focusing on that. As a coach, that somebody's not owning the place, I can't focus on the business end for you. I can focus on the quality of coaching that I'm giving, the personal training that I'm giving, the content that I'm creating. And, it started getting pretty challenging I would create memes where I'd make a mess. I would clean up the mess, but they didn't like seeing their equipment treated that way. Or, I would post something and it would just rub the owners the wrong way. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't be anxious when I'm creating content. I can't be walking on eggshells when I do anything. Like I need free reign. I need to be able to, as silly as it sounds, like pour milk on myself while I'm sitting on a rower and know that I'm going to clean it up and it's going to be okay. You know? So that was what kind of drove me to open up my own facility. Now, when I make a mess, like no one can say anything. So
yeah, you could just leave it there and just clean it up the next day. Well, obviously, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying you could do that.
Yeah. Or my most, like I made a meme for the wildlife and I'm dropping barbells and stuff, you know, the owners weren't excited to see stuff like that. And yeah, I had no free reign. My friends would want to come to San Diego and they'd want to come drop in, and the owners would question them dropping in. And I'm like, look, these people are cool. They're recording videos in here. They're giving exposure to the gym. This is good stuff. Yeah. Craig Ritchie came and hung out and we made a video. My buddy from United Lifters, we made a video. And the gym owners just didn't like it. And I'm like, you guys are missing out. These are incredible people. So yeah, I just had to move on.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to find your space?
Dude, this was, COVID shut everything down. And this was the second time that I've been essentially out of a job in the coaching world. I moved to San Diego and I got a full-time coaching job at a gym called Power Keg Athletics, where I would argue I learned the most about business and coaching from I have anywhere. Shout out to Adam Babin and Manny Manrique. They taught me so much of the back end, how to deal with customers, sales, and just being more professional. And so I moved to San Diego and that gym got destroyed. There was a flood, like they were doing pipe work in downtown San Diego in Little Italy. The pipe burst, the gym got destroyed, job gone. I started another job, COVID happened, closed. Fortunately they did pay me. We did videos online like every other gym did. But then it was like, are we ever opening? What's happening? And I was like, I still need to train. I still need to do my thing. So I had a good buddy of mine. His name's Josh. He's my real estate agent and lender. #@lendingtips. Make sure you guys hit him up if you're in SoCal. Great, incredible dude. He's the one who found the space. He was just like, hey man, why don't you just open up your own space? And I was like, I can't do that. Like, what are you talking about? Who am I? You know, who do I think I am? Yeah. Who do you think I am? And he ended up talking with a buddy he was selling a house to. And they're like, yeah, we have a satellite location. It's not working. We don't want it. So, I mean, I think in the matter of 2 months, I found a spot, signed the lease, and moved in. It was quick.
Yeah.
It was quick.
How much were you shitting your pants when you told your girlfriend, like, hey, I just started it. I got a gym.
Yeah. Well, so she was actually my wife already. So we met in 2011 and she loved me when I was a band geek and 120 pounds and didn't lift weights. That's how I know she really loves me. And we got married 3 years ago, 2018. So, I didn't get the gym until 2019, 2020. And no, she's supported me for everything. I don't know why. She's crazy. She must be. But she supports literally everything I do, every crazy idea. I was like, I want to start a supplement company. She's like, do it. I'm going to start a website, sell stuff. She's like, do it. I was like, hey, I'm going to have to open up my own place. She's like, cool. You'll figure it out. You always do. She's never questioned me. So she's incredible. When I lost my job at Power Keg and I was depressed and sitting on the couch, not knowing what to do, she never was like, are you going to get off your butt one day? Mm-hmm. She was just supporting me. So yeah. She's incredible. She's incredible.
Yeah. I told my wife, I'm like, maybe I should maybe I should own my own gym. And she's like, do you want a divorce? And I was like, and I had a kid at the time too. So I was less like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No kids for us. Just a dog. So
well, you're still young, so you're good.
Yeah. We got time.
Definitely. So, with like buying equipment and all that stuff, like how hard was that? Or did you just find like places that like had to sell all their stuff for COVID and you kind of grabbed all their stuff?
So I had a bike, a ski, a row, a rack, some flooring, 2 barbells. About I bought stuff in like 2013. I had a bar, like a Penlay bar, and like 365 pounds of weight. And then the other stuff I just had gotten like over the years. So I had my garage pretty sweet. I had one of everything essentially. And I had actually got a dumbbell rack for free from 5 pounds to 65 pounds.
Wow.
From one of my sister's friends. So we hustled with that for a year. We made it work with quite a few people. Everyone was super nice and understanding. So it's like we had 2 barbells, and like a few people would be in there, and they're like, "You're gonna use those 10s? I'm gonna use those 10s. You put the 15s. That's 95. I'm any 115. I'm gonna take those 5s and switch it off here and do this." And we just made it work. We made it work for sure.
Yeah, obviously the pain points were like pretty much like growing more equipment and all that stuff. Like, what were there any other like pain points that you got to deal with, like back end wise?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the back end is going to be pretty challenging. It's still pretty challenging, to be honest. And my gym isn't like a typical CrossFit gym where we have run classes and do all this. I essentially, coached from 2013, and when I opened up my own spot, I took everything that I enjoyed and appreciated from the CrossFit community and like CrossFit gym, like typically you would see, and I made it my own. So I only do one-on-one training, but everybody who does one-on-one training with me gets 24/7 access. And I'm very particular with the people that come into the gym. So, I have about 15 clients. They pay a little bit more than, a CrossFit gym would, but they're getting one-on-one training once a week. They're getting personalized programming, and they're getting just an incredible group of people who, like, honestly, everybody here is friends. Everybody's best friends. They all know my dog. My dog's a psychopath. They're all friends with my dog. And, I trust them with all of the stuff that's in the gym. I've got my computer there. I've got files, and it's really just a really tight knit family, and everybody there is just helping each other grow, which is the most incredible part. We've got someone there building their own meal prep company. We've got one of my good friends. Her name's Alicia. She's an APE teacher, so adaptive physical education. She does classes there with kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities. And then we have Shauna. She runs, I help her. I'm actually the coach of competitive female training, and she's growing and making content. She has a female only class. So just, we work a little bit differently, but the best parts that you know and love from a CrossFit gym are here. So,
very cool. Very cool. And I love I love your gym setup too.
I appreciate it.
So, and I especially with like the big bull logo like on the side and stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty cool design on that.
Thank you. Yeah. Designed by my buddy, Albert Dex. He's an incredible tattoo artist here in San Diego. Much more well-known than I am. He's he did on our grand opening, we actually had 7 of the people at the gym got this tattoo. And that's when I was like, man, maybe we are doing something special. Like if they're willing to get this tattoo, holy crap. That was awesome. Nuts.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ooh. And you also did your garage gym too, with like the black and purple like little background. So that's pretty cool too. I like that design.
I appreciate it. I actually live about an hour from my gym, so I wanted a place that I could be like, someone would go, Rodrick, what is a clean RDL? And I'm like, I'm gonna make a video, but instead of like my dirty ass garage and like the marks on the wall, I had something cool to create. So, and I made content for RPM. So they sent me that gear over, and I wanted to make it look nice and presentable and just consistent,
Yep. Very cool. Now, I do want to talk about the meme page. Yeah. So meme for time. So I know you said when you started coaching, like towards the end, you were doing your memes at the other gyms. So like, what made you get involved with the memes?
The first memes were just like, I really wanted to do them. And it was just like the typical picture with writing on top, because I thought I could make stuff that was funny, and I thought I could mimic what other people were posting. And I was like, oh man, I could do that too. And I already on my personal page would post things that were funny. Well, I thought they were funny. And my buddy at United Lifters, he would post stuff that's funny, and he would come to the gym and we'd create stuff together. So he was just like such a creative mind. And, the reason I don't know how long you've been following Meme for Time, but I guarantee most of the new people know Meme for Time because I'm acting in the videos and doing skits. And, that was something I've always wanted to do, but always been afraid of. YouTube, same thing. I've always been afraid of making videos, getting judged on the internet, and, what are people going to think? And I was watching, if you guys know Trevor Wallace and Trey Kennedy, 2 really big, they make skits on YouTube. They're extremely popular. I love them. They're super funny. And I remember watching them one day, and I looked at my wife and I was like, I just need to do it. I just need to try. And even if it crash and burns, that's what I'm way more passionate about than finding a picture online and putting lettering on it. That's still, I mean, I still think that's fun and that's funny, but it wasn't exciting anymore. You know, trying to think of a meme, scrolling through a million pictures. I was like, I don't, this is the same thing that I've already been doing. How can I do something that I'm passionate about? And so I was like, I took what Trevor Wallace and Trey Kennedy were doing, and I tried to mimic it for the CrossFit world. And I've been in the, you know, CrossFit world for quite a long time. So I guess people found it pretty relatable.
Yeah. I mean, I love how you put yourself involved in the videos, and they're funny. They're really funny. So especially, I love the one with the Fit 8 Energy one that you recently did.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so like, what made you get rid of the fear of just putting yourself in the video?
I'm still scared. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, social media has brought this weird, it's like this weird thing. Like, anybody can judge you on the internet. Anybody can talk smack. I think there's a level to it, because when I first started and I'd get negative comments, like, you get heated, and I typically don't interact. I just block and delete the comments that are just upsetting, really, or just annoying. But I know at first, like, I mean, shoot, you'd be like driving and then you think about it and you're like, "Ugh." And then you think like, why am I giving this energy? It doesn't mean anything. Like, there's 100 other people who thought this was funny. And you know, I still get some comments sometimes that I'm like, dude, I just block, move on, don't even worry about it.
Yep.
And I think what it ends up like coming to now is I'm afraid of asking like bigger creators if they want to. I would love to make memes with them, but it's nerve wracking. So I made a meme with Sarah Sigmund's daughter at last year's CrossFit Games, and I don't know if she noticed. I was like, we were feeding each other baby food, and I was like, why am I shaking so much? Like, oh my god, like my heart is pumping. And I asked her the dumbest question ever, and I want to apologize publicly. I didn't go through her feed before the CrossFit Games. My mistake. I'll never do this again. But we made this meme, and I asked her how her dog was doing, and her dog had just passed away days before. And now Sarah Sigmund's daughter probably hates me, and I'm so sad, because that was the dumbest. Oh, I felt so bad. I mean, I'm sure she didn't expect me to know what was going on in her life on social media, but I felt like such a dum-dum. So if you guys saw that video, right after I asked her how her dog was, and her dog was not alive. So, whoopsie.
It happens.
Not awesome.
It happens.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm an idiot. The first time I work with an incredible person in the space, I botch it.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big proponent of saying, screw it, just do it.
100%. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
That's why you're here podcasting, and why I have a gym and a supplement company, that it's like, might as well try it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So where did the logo come from? Was that your full design, or did you have one of your buddies do it?
No way. I have a friend, actually. She was at one of at Power K when I moved to Power K. Her name is Jay Lynn. She does graphic design and stuff. And I was like, hey man, I'm looking for a logo. And she's like, what do you want? An animal and this? And I was like, I haven't thought that far. Like, how am I supposed to know? But I had gotten a tattoo, actually, of a buffalo right here. And, you know, I just like looked up the meaning and stuff, and, you know, it was like abundance, good times to come. And I was like, ooh, I like that. I really like the meaning behind that. So I was like, all right, can you do a buffalo? And she did this buffalo right here, like this actual design. So this is her design. And then we ended up taking this, and we wanted to make something that's a little bit more realistic as well. And we took this logo, and we showed Albert, and we're like, Albert, can you make something from this? And he's an incredible artist. And that's the more lifelike logo that you guys see. So yeah, the bison is good times to come, abundance, and just, you know, all the good stuff that we hope comes with doing the fitness and having a good time with your friends.
Yeah. So you said you have a supplement company. So I didn't even know you even had that. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I was on a 100-mile bike ride, which I had no business doing, with my buddy Dave Hickman. And I need to give a big shout out to Dave Hickman, because Rolo Athletics was created while we were just chilling in the hot tub. And I was just like, I mean, what am I going to do with my life? And I came up with Rolo Athletics and like kind of the beginning stages. And he just motivated me to want to do it. He's also the first person to ever agree to ride his bike from, if you guys know wine country in Temecula, from Temecula to San Diego, which is where like my parents had lived at the time. And it's like 60 miles. we never rode bikes. He kind of rode bikes and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it with you. And once we did the 60 miles, he was like, we got to do 100 one of these days. So we're on this 100-mile bike ride and I'm just pedaling along up this hill off of like La Jolla or Del Mar or something like that. And I was like, I should have taken my freaking creatine and my electrolytes today. And I was like, creatine and electrolytes. I had always wanted to start a supplement company, but I didn't want to start something that was already invented. Like, okay, what's new? You know, what's everybody else doing? So I kept writing and I was like, if creatine tasted better, like it doesn't taste bad, it tastes like nothing. But I was like, if it tasted good, it might be something that people would not forget to drink because they're like, ooh, it's a treat. And then I was like, oh, electrolytes. And then I was like, would electrolytes even help creatine monohydrate? Are there any studies on it? So I came home from the bike ride. I was totally thrashed, but I was like, I have to redo some of this research before I go to sleep. And there's not really much studies on it. There was like 2 studies that showed taking creatine monohydrate and electrolytes together did show an improvement of, you know, whatever it is. And I was like, you know what, even if there's just promise on this, if I can justify and I can try it and I feel good on it and it tastes good, I'm going to do it. So I Googled some supplement companies, some manufacturers, and I was like, hey, can you guys, you know, can you combine these things? And the more I thought about it, I was like, this makes sense. Like we're always doing this sport where we're in hot environments. Typically you're just getting smashed in a hot gym. There's not air conditioning. We're trying to get stronger. We're trying to get more powerful. And no one wants to cramp and everyone wants to be like have the best performance. So it just made more and more sense. So that's how the supplement I created called Creolite, that's how it was created. That's what we did. We called them, got the manufacturer, made the label on Canva, and got the logo from Albert, and we just slapped it together. And I'm actually down. I've got like 50 bottles left, and I have some ideas on how to make it better and how to gear it a little bit more towards the community with, you know, some better ingredients and kind of tweaking the electrolyte content of it. So,
okay. All right.
That's
Very
the
cool.
whole story. Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you have the bison on it at least?
I do. It's the more lifelike one.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I've never even thought about like even trying to attempt doing supplements because I'm like I think I have a feeling in my mind it would just take way too much time and effort and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, it was pretty quick for you. Like, hey, I want to, because like I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a pre-workout or like a protein, and I'm like, okay, what kind of flavors am I looking for? Or like, how much money am I going to spend? And this is the time I was personal training, so I'm like, my ass is broke, so I can't even do that either. So it's like, yeah, how am I going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely hasn't been easy. It's not, I mean, I feel like I had no idea. Like I thought it was, you create a supplement, you post it and everybody buys it. Like it's easy. And I'm actually nervous to change the formula because everybody loves it so much, but I just know that the next formula is going to be better. It's going to be more beneficial and it's going to be better for performance. It might tweak the taste a little bit. So I'm nervous to do that because I do have like, I would say at least 10 or 20 people who consistently get it each month who really like it. So we'll see. I mean, YOLO, right? Just send it, see what happens.
Yeah, screw it, just do it. Whatever.
Screw it, just do it. That needs to be a shirt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got that from Richard Branson. That's one of his books. So I'm like, I can't steal that.
Yeah. That'd be probably, they get a cease and desist real quick.
Yes, real quick. So you're talking about YouTube as well. So you started a YouTube channel. You know, great YouTube channel. You know, I love how you do like informational, like, you know, tips and tricks and stuff like that, your transformation. So obviously, you know, doing memes and stuff like that. So that kind of like worked, like doing the memes kind of worked your way into YouTube. And so how do you feel like your YouTube channel's growing? Like, how do you feel like your YouTube channel's doing?
Yeah, it's actually the opposite. I actually started a YouTube channel, you know, before I was really doing much on Instagram. I just wanted to help people and post stuff that I was like, I found myself saying the exact same things to people at the gym a million times. Coaches out there, you know what I'm talking about. They're like, my ankles are tight. I'm like, all right, well, do these 3 things, try this out. And then they would never do it. So I was like, how can I make this easier for me and for those people? It's like, if I just take a video explaining exactly why and what I'm doing, then when they ask me, I can show them and send them this video and like, boom, you don't have to come to me the gym 7 times this week and ask me, what was that one stretch? It's like, open your phone and hit that YouTube link that I sent you. Cause I already showed you, man. All right, it's done. So that's what I just started doing. I just common problems that people would come up to me in the gym. I'm like, you want to learn how to descent on the rope? Cool. Let's do fast descent rope climbs. You want to come down like proning? I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. It's
Not
up to you.
not like the last part where he fell like completely like 15 feet off the floor and like hit his head on like the chalk bucket.
Just absolutely. I mean, that propelled that his never again would that happen to that man. Just iconic. But I mean, now like he comes back, he's the best rope climber doing in one pull coming down like no other. Like the video when he got first place, his last first place, thick and quick. It was like 4 thick rope climbs and like 4 overhead squats. I don't think it was 4. I don't remember, but he grabs Matt Fraser's chalk and he jumps up, and on the way down, it's like slow-mo. It's like boom, and he grabs at the end. I was like, oh my God, he's so good. He's the GOAT. I love Rich running. But yeah, so I just took those, like someone would come up to me and be like, hey, my upper back is really tight. I'm like, cool, let's do some thoracic stuff. You probably haven't done these exercises. I'm going to put it in a video. Here's the video. And then I haven't really felt like anything on YouTube has hit. I don't feel like I have a niche on YouTube. So I just kind of put content that I feel like putting out. I'm not too worried. Of course I would love to have, 100,000 subscribers and just be absolutely just YouTube all day. But nothing that I've done it hasn't really blown up. But it gets consistent views, I would say, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I just really am not super consistent with YouTube. I do YouTube videos when I feel some passion come out. Like I did an Andrew Hiller video the other day. Yep. And he ended up making a video about me, which is the first time anybody else has made a video. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think I'll be hitting YouTube really hard until I find something that I'm super passionate about, or something happens, or, maybe I'll be at the CrossFit Games this year and I've been having some ideas of like, what could I do that would be more YouTube centric rather than Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've noticed you've been doing a lot more shorts than actual like long version videos. Is that just pretty much just to show your clients, be like, hey, here's to do this, or like, what was your thoughts on doing shorts?
Yeah, shorts. I'm just taking my memes from Meme for Time and posting them on YouTube, and I post them on TikTok. It's just being lazy, quite honestly.
Yeah, when I was doing I was sending my videos to my podcast before I got picked up by a media company. I was posting it on YouTube, and then I'm like, okay, I'll do, I'll start doing shorts, because I heard that YouTube shorts are actually gaining more speed than TikTok was, like right around the same time. And so, because everyone watches YouTube and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I posted one video, I got like 40 views, and then I posted another one of me like falling off of a box because one of my foot, my right foot didn't catch onto the top of the box and caught like the edge and fell over. And I got like 2.4 thousand views, and I was just like, okay, all right, well, I got some traction, so I'll just start posting more. And then like I was getting no views, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. I deleted a couple, and I'm like, I don't know if I should just like leave them on there. Just, I have no idea.
Yeah. One of the most frustrating things is when you post something that's stupid and it kills it. I post stuff that takes me a long time to do. Nothing, no views. I posted me flipping 5 eggs. That's all I did. I flipped 5 eggs. I was frying eggs, 3K views in like minutes. And the most frustrating part is like, okay, if it got 3K views in the first 6 minutes, why has it stopped getting views all of a sudden? And that actually happens on Instagram all the time too. I'll look and I'm like, oh, cool. I posted this 10 minutes ago. It's got 6,000 views. And then you look 10 minutes later, 6,000 views. And then you look 24 hours later, 7,000 views. You're like, bro, what happened? What's going on? What are you doing? Why are you pulling the e-brake on my stuff?
Yep. I've had one viral video, like, I don't know if you call it viral, but on TikTok, it was like 660,000 views.
Holy crap.
And all it is me doing hang power cleans while this girl's in the background, like drinking water. And I put like staring at me, like declothing me pretty much. Yeah. And so like, I put an hour on her, and like, I'm like, I think I said like someone's thirsty or something like that. Cause she was like, this whole time she's just drinking water.
Oh my gosh.
And it just killed it. And then like the next video, I got like 100 views, and I was like, I don't get this.
I know. I don't get it. And one thing this happened to me recently. I'm sure everybody on my Instagram is tired of hearing this, but someone DM'd me that they wanted me to be their sugar baby, and
I saw that. Yeah.
Their name was Benjamin Franklin, and my Instagram immediately got demonetized. So it sucks because like it's not like I'm a millionaire. I don't make a ton of money. So the money that Instagram Reels was making me was helping out quite a bit. And it just like this, because I posted a DM someone sent me. And now my views, it's like I lost a bunch of followers, but it's like I didn't change anything. I just got demonetized. So it's not like my videos are different. Like the video I did with the wildlife, it's got 200,000 views. I didn't get any followers. Like, all right, Instagram, naughty.
Yeah, naughty.
Yeah, they slap my wrist and then I don't get anything. So it's like I don't understand what they're doing for creators, but yeah.
Yeah, my wife's, for some reason, like my wife is killing it on Reels.
So how many followers does she have? Because
so she's 70,000.
70,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's also crazy, and I've noticed, my dog has an Instagram. She has 300 followers. Her Reels are getting like 30K views in minutes.
Yep.
In minutes. And so I don't know who they're targeting, but another one of my buddies, he's got like 1,000 followers. He was getting like 10K, or like 7K, and he was getting a lot of likes all of a sudden. So I don't know if the algorithm changed. I don't know who knows? Who really knows? I just try to post consistently.
Yeah. I mean, it helps being a female. So it's like, even with like fitness influencers, like the one thing that like bugs the crap out of me is like, they show videos. Like I almost wanted to do a meme of just like a typical fitness influencers, like workout videos. Yeah. And like literally just pose, like just look around, like turn around to the camera, show my butt and just do a curl. Yeah. And then obviously do deadlifts, cause that's key. And just like get my butt really close to the camera, cause like they love ass shots. And then do like the typical turnarounds and like show like one leg sticking back out so your butt can stick out a little bit more. And I'm just like, God, it's so like, I'm like, I put out good stuff. And like lately I've been like half-assing it, but like, it's like, I get nothing. And then you have a girl just like flexing that. And it's like, she's not even really that fit. And she's getting like all this stuff. And it's just like, I want to see like girls like lift heavy weights and like actually like do something. And like some girls do. I've actually interviewed on my podcast, but it's just like, they're getting a couple followers and they're actually pretty big. But like, other than that, it's like, you just pose with a bikini and you don't look really fit and you just kill it. So
yeah, I just want to be cool enough to post the same picture of fuzzy pictures like Justin Bieber and get 1 million likes. Literally the three of the same pictures, it's fuzzy, not even good, and you just get 1 million likes just like that. I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, my wife's hitting 1 million views on her Reels.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's insane, and it's
does she want to make a meme together?
I don't think she doesn't understand the memes. Like I'll go on Twitter. I'll go on Twitter and look at the memes and I'm like, start laughing. And she's like, what are you laughing at? I show the meme and she's like, I don't get it. And I'm like, how do you not get it? So, but yeah, I actually did a meme and I posted it on Wad Zombies.
Oh, nice.
Instagram. Like I was talking to him back and forth because I was like cracking up on some of his stuff. Yeah. And I was like, hey man, like, what do you think about this meme? And it was David at the dentist. Do you remember that video?
He's like high at the dentist.
Yeah. So he's like done. He got like his teeth removed or something like that. And he's like, is this real life? And then he starts like,
yes, there you go.
And he starts screaming. And so I took the clip of him screaming and I said, me looking at the leaderboard and noticing I'm going down instead of up, and like just something like that. And I see him like screaming and like it did well, but I'm like, my thing is like, I'm a t-shirt company, you know, a clothing company. So, and in podcasts too. So I'm like, is it worth for me to put memes on my page or like, should I just like send it off to somebody else?
Yeah, I really don't know. That's such a good question because I feel like people come to meme pages to laugh, not buy stuff.
Yeah.
However, I mean, this last drop, I just dropped these oversized tie-dye tees, the hats, and it's type only. It's doing, pretty good. And I got a ton of support. Like shout out to all the people. I call them MFTs, the meme for timers. Shout out to them for snagging gear. This is the first time I've ever gotten traction from people I don't know on a drop. So I don't know if the drop's cool. I don't know if they just really like the memes and they want to support. They probably just want to buy treats for Xena. Like, let's be honest. But I'll post something like I'll make a YouTube video and I'll post it on my personal story, and I'll get quite a few clicks, and then I'll post it on my meme story. Nothing, zero. So I don't know. I don't know the secret. I don't know what I'm doing. I just trying my best.
You're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing pretty good. I'll take it. I'll give you that. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So how long does it take you to actually like do a meme? Like from brainstorming to actual like production and then editing?
Yeah. It depends on the meme. There's days where I'll make a meme in literally less than a minute. I'll be like, hey, my buddy Dominic, he's actually here. I don't know where he is, but he's the true homie. He every time I'm like, can you record this? He's like, yeah, I'd love to. Let's do it. He's in a lot of my memes. If you guys don't know, go follow him at Domo Senna. It'll be a minute. I'm like, hey, record this. And then boom, posted, done. And then there's sometimes where I'm like, hey man, I need to make, I've made a few, some memes for some companies where I'm like, okay, I want to sit down and make sure that this is like hitting the standards that they're looking for. Or if it's for a specific reason, sometimes I'll have to sit down and brainstorm. So I made the meme for the wildlife pretty recently. It was most wanted, because they're having the most wanted sale that's going on. And I was like, what can I do that's going to be like most wanted? So it took me some brainstorming. I had to make sure I had my outfit that was all the wildlife, and to do that, the Fit Aid energy video, that one, I just was like sitting on the Salt bike, and I remember watching a video of somebody just like, and the camera followed him, and I really liked the way that looked. And I was like, Dominic, grab this, record me, follow my head. And he's like, okay. And I went this, and I was like, I'll do box jumps now. I did box jump, and I was like, bar muscle ups. And then I was like, I filmed the beginning and the end real quick, and then, stitch it together and posted it. So it really depends. Some of them take me a long time, because it's like, I got to put my hair on, AKA the towel. And then I got to like move over here, and I'm by myself sometimes. So I got to use the tripod and do this. So I think the longest a meme has taken me is probably like an hour. And then the shortest is 1 minute.
Yeah. So do you have a lot of companies like reaching out to you to do a meme for them?
No, not a lot of companies, but the companies that do reach out, I greatly appreciate you. And if you're listening, I would love to help and work with you. Randomly, it'll be so random. And it's usually at the best times too. It's at the times where I'm just like sitting there like, what am I doing with my life? Like, am I doing the right stuff? And then like a DM will come the next day. And it's like, hey, we would love to work with you if you're interested. And it's a company that I'm already using or working, or like I've already bought their products. I already know that I like them. And I'm like, holy crap. Okay, this is working. I am providing entertainment for people. Like, people are seeing the work that I'm putting in. So yeah, not a ton, but I mean, shoot, like shout out to the ones that have. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, if anybody knows, like, owning your own business isn't cheap. So
Nope, not at all. So do you and like the other meme groups actually like the meme pages like talk to each other and stuff like that, or kind of like shoot ideas with each other?
I mean, some ideas. Actually, Wad Zombie just DM'd me. He's like, I have this idea, but I'm not acting this shit out. He's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, all right, I'll put it in the queue. Because actually recently people have been sending me ideas, which I appreciate, because I'm like, yeah, that's funny. I'd love to do that. So yeah, I mean, we'll shoot ideas. I don't talk to them a ton, but we definitely communicate, or we'll comment on each other's pages. And then sometimes we'll share each other's memes and just like hype each other up.
Okay. Yeah. Wad Zombie does not want to go on camera at all.
Never. He lives right by me, and I'm like, dude, we can make memes together. He's like, no. I'm like, all right, just keep drinking your Kill Cliff, you wacko.
Yeah. I actually reached out to him. I was like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? He's like, no. And I was like, well, why not? I was like, why not? And he's like, well, I don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, technically I would like to do a video and just post it so I get more content. But I mean, it could be a possibility you don't go on camera. It's okay.
Yeah, we could just talk. Turn your camera off.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
that'd be super weird. So
I would love to meet Wad Memes for Jacked Up Teens. He's like, I don't know what any of them look like except for Meme Wad. He's the only one I know what that he looks like. So
and Fluffy Duck and like make Wad
great
again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those guys have their face on there. But other than that, like all the other ones that are posting, I mean, they're posting all the time right now. I don't know what any of them look like. They all seem real cool. They're all funny. So
Yeah. So you said you were going to the CrossFit, you're looking to go to the CrossFit games this year.
Yep,
So
I already sold my soul so I could have enough money to pay for the plane ticket.
yeah,
Getting demonetized came at the best time.
of course. Yeah. So do you have any plans of like reaching out to like other athletes or anything like that, or like any other people like media members or anything like that to like do a meme with?
Yeah, I mean, I reach out to I tell everybody I'm like I'd love to make a meme with you, and some of them respond and like yeah, let's do it. Some of them are competing. I don't know how the heck I'm going to make that work, or if they're just being nice. I won't say any names just because I want it to be a surprise if I end up doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've reached out to quite a few people, and I was like, I'd love to make a meme with you, and some of them have responded like, yes, let's do it. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like this again. But I already have ideas. I already wrote the ideas down. I sent them. I sent a few of them the ideas. I haven't gotten a response, so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm crossing my fingers, but I'll just I'll do my best when I'm there and network and meet people. So hey, if you or one of your friends knows an athlete that wants to make a meme, or you want to make a meme, I would love to. And that's actually what I want to do. I want to try to make a meme with anybody who recognizes me and wants to come say hi. I want to try to make a meme with everybody and just tag them and have them collab and have a good time and just really just have a party while we're at the CrossFit Games. So
That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that'd be fun.
That's one of my bucket lists is to go to the CrossFit Games. So and Wadapalooza, like those two are like the two things that really two places I really want to go.
Yeah, you should. The CrossFit Games are super fun. I've never been to Wadapalooza. But it looks like a good time for sure.
Yeah. Well, Wadapalooza is a close, I think closer to me than Wisconsin since I'm like in Georgia. So
gotcha.
Yeah. And so I think it might be a better excuse. I'm like, oh, I could just kind of like go down here and pay $12 for a vodka soda or something like that, compared to
exactly.
like, I could pay $2 for a beer up in Wisconsin.
It's true.
Yeah. So how much time do you spend like watching, CrossFit content just to even get those memes out?
It like kind of ebbs and flows. There's like I feel like I've cycles in my life where I do nothing but work, and then cycles in my life where I do nothing but watch YouTube and sit on my butt. I feel like both are super necessary. Right now I'm watching almost no YouTube or no content. I just scroll through Instagram sometimes a little bit, but I'm typically just posting and then I just move on with my day and focus on competitive female training or focus on roller athletics, the numbers there, or just creating content and just trying to interact with people on social media. So, but a month ago, all I was doing was watching every single CrossFit sanctional event. I was watching every single one. I was watching the content people putting out, Mayhem's putting out. So
awesome. So,
yeah.
So do you want to be like Mayhem? The Mayhem type like content posting out?
I do love Mayhem content. I don't know if that's like where I'm headed. I really don't know where I'm just focused on today. I'll be honest. Like people are like, where do you see yourself in 5 years or a year? I have no idea. I didn't want to own a gym. And then one day I was like, I need to have a gym. So I got a gym. Who knows? In a perfect world, I'll be honest. I think I'd just be creating content and just meeting cool people and working out. That'd be amazing. But there is a part of me that just loves helping people and helping people grow. So if I could have Rolo Athletics kind of just, people come in, people learn how to build businesses and people grow, that would be my dream come true. Help them create content, help them learn how to create content for their niches. It doesn't have to be CrossFit. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, memes have given me the most opportunity out of everything I've ever done CrossFit related. So, it's crazy.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So, we're getting close to the end. So I have some rapid, I don't know. I don't even know what to call this. Like, it's just like the last couple of questions that I have. Like everyone says like, oh, I got rapid fire questions. And I'm like, yeah. I'm just like, I got questions. So
I got questions.
More questions. More questions.
More questions.
So do you have any goals, for like the rest of the year? It could be like personal, business wise, anything.
Yeah. I want to be able to, pay all my bills, pay all my bills. And I do want to be better at like, meeting other people and going out of my bubble in San Diego. I definitely, I feel like I said, it's really nerve wracking meeting new people, especially people who you see on these videos and stuff. And I want to create memes and do that. So I definitely have to get out of my comfort zone. So my goal is get out of my comfort zone a little bit more.
Yeah. The one person that I really was like freaking out over from my podcast was Carrie Pierce. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of other people that I was like really, really nervous for, but like she was like my favorite athlete.
Uh-huh.
And she's like I'm a huge University of Michigan fan too. And
Yeah.
so she went to Michigan and I was just like, oh my God. And then she popped on the screen and I just immediately went into like, what type of lifting is. And then like, yeah, like exactly like you feeding like, applesauce to like Sarah Segment's daughter and stuff.
Just
But
baby food.
baby food, sorry. I was close. So, but like I was so nervous the whole time just talking to her. It was just,
Yeah.
and I still got nervous with like other people that I've interviewed too. Like, Nick Urankar, like Adrian Conway, like there's so many people that I've gotten nervous for, but like now it's like, since I've like have so many podcasts out, I'm like kind of just try to ride the wave a little bit and try to make them comfortable.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. I think it's the ideas that make me uncomfortable. Like I have this meme idea, but this person might think I'm freaking weird for doing this,
Yeah. So do you have a favorite book?
I guess I have quite a few books that I just like. When Power Kick Athletics got destroyed, I really didn't know. Like I got that job out of college. It was a full-time coaching position. I had room for growth. Like the goal with that gym was to like open up another facility and I would run that facility. And I was making decent money. I had a consistent paycheck. I had no bills except for rent. I thought that was it. I thought I was going to be, Power Kick Athletics for life. And when it got destroyed, I didn't know what the heck to do. And I don't know who recommended, I don't know why I downloaded Audible, nothing, but I listened to You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, my first of many self-help books. That was just like, I feel like that got the ball rolling. I started walking my dog and listening to Audible. That was a really big one. How to Make Friends and Influence People. If anybody's looking to, work with other individuals or just learn from other people, that's a book you have to read or listen to. And then Resilience is another good one that my buddy Carson recommended. So those are probably like the 3 first books I listened to. And I was like, reading's kind of cool. You have like a perspective of people who are way smarter than you. So
Yep, definitely.
Really interesting.
One of the books I read, I want to recommend it to you. So
yeah, I'd love it.
Logic has a book out called A Brighter Future.
Okay.
And it's his life story of how he came from like Maryland and DC area to like where he is now. And like it is like just reading the first like 3/4 of like the book is like so stressful.
Okay. It's called, what's it called?
It's called A Brighter Future.
Brighter Future. I'm going to
by Bobby Hall.
I walk. So me and my friends are doing a 20,000 step a day challenge for June. So I'm walking like 10 miles a day right now, just because my friends are awesome. I love them so much.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. Brighter Future.
Yeah. You'll like it. So it goes from like how he started, like he was homeless a couple times and like his mom was an absolute psycho and just like all this stuff. But I have another book you got to read too, but I'll talk about that later. So,
perfect.
But next question is, what is in your gym bag?
Oh, all right. So, not much. I use Toto wraps. You can use code Rolo. My buddy hand makes these. It's leather goods in Mexico. He's a homie. He comes and trains here. And thumb tape. I don't have any specific brands. No one, if anyone wants to work with me, I'll say your name gladly on the podcast. But no one paying me. So yeah, I don't use a lot of stuff. I use Toto wraps for gymnastics grips, and my hands are beautiful. They're not disgusting and torn. And I use thumb tape, and that's really the only stuff that I use.
Okay. No weight belt or anything like that?
Not really. I used to, wear one all the time, but not much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go a little deep on this question.
All right.
So let's just say it's your last day on earth and you're surrounded by like all your family and friends and stuff like that. Okay. How do you want people to know you as?
Shoot. Well, that's a tough one, man. Man, I hope I helped other people realize their dreams and go after them. Like, as cliche as it is, without the people around me, I definitely don't think I could be pushing in the direction that I'm pushing. And I think it sucks that there's so many people that have so many negative people around them that they decide not to send it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I inspire others to also send it and not just live a life that they actually didn't want to live.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great
Thanks,
question.
man.
Great
Yeah.
answer.
Thank you.
So let's just say if people want to start like a meme page or like start a YouTube channel or anything like that, where can people reach out to you if they have any questions, or even owning a gym too?
Yeah. I mean, you can just shoot me a DM on Rodrick Lopez or Meme for Time, or you can follow my gym's Instagram, Rolo Athletics. Or you can email me, Rodrick at roloathletics.com. Like, I think that's one thing that I always try to do. People hit me up about the supplement company all the time. And I tell them the manufacturer, and I tell them like, hey, this is what it took. This is how I got here. And it's funny because some of them, they'll text back. They're like, that's not a lot at all. And I'm like, I know. It's not. I haven't sold a lot. It's pretty tough. You have to really want to do it. So yeah, reach out and I'll help any way I can, for sure.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank you for your time. You know, it was a pleasure, like learning about your whole like story of, you know, CrossFit to being a gym owner to your meme page and your YouTube channel. And I do appreciate, you know, taking the time just to hang out with me for like about an hour and just, you know, shooting the shit.
Yeah, I loved it, Tom. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for inviting me. I feel honored to come on a show with such great people who have already been here. So thank you.